welcome to another exciting episode of Arduino versus.
Hi.
In this brilliant episode, we're going to be dealing with this little device on a breakout board.
Yep.
A DHT11 combined humidity and temperature.
Yes.
Sensing module. The actual part itself is 4-pin, but only 3 pins are used. We're using 3.3 volts ground, and there's obviously a single data line, which has caused you quite a lot of problems, hasn't it?
It has, yes.
But if we move on to the actual, this is really not a very complicated device, was it?
It's not.
All in all. So if I bring up my screen, my Arduino, you'll see I've left the serial ones running, so you can see that there's absolutely nothing running. If I quickly just reset the Arduino, again you can see nothing's happening. Right, the software, it's quite simple. There's actually a library for it. The first few lines of my code you will see is just defining, well, it's including the library and defining what the pin I'm going to be using for the DHT pin, which I use the single data line. Yep. And the type, this one's a DHT11. Then the last line there is showing it's defined all in one. DHT, it's DHT, the pin and the type. The setup, obviously I'm just using the serial monitor to show stuff. Obviously you could wire it with, because it's only using effectively one pin, you can have like an LCD display with it or whatever. So on my void setup loop routine there, you can see all I've done is a setup, a very simple line to be printed out and called the serial port up. And the DHT.begin actually starts the monitor off.
Yes.
Using its library and it literally just chugs along, throwing out the temperature and humidity. Within my void loop, very, very simple. First got a delay because I want to make sure we only call it once every 3 seconds, so we don't have it updating too much. Then you can see I've got the float H, which is DHT.read humidity, H humidity, and then I have a float there, see temperature, that reads the humidity in and the temperature in, checks it's not errored.
Yep.
Because you're coming out with similar data, you want to read it at the right point.
Yeah.
The library does most of that for you. I haven't actually seen the error come up, but I can force the error by unplugging the data line.
Yes.
And then it's as simple, if there's no error, which there's not, it will just literally, mine has this index, heat index, which it does show up, and then you just go through, it just shows you the prints onto the serial monitor, the humidity, the temperature and the heat index that was used. Now if I just quickly upload this to the Arduino, you can see from the bottom of my screen it's compiling. It doesn't take long, it doesn't take up a lot of space, and on this one I didn't have the issues I had with the other programs before, where I've had to keep reassigning the bleeding pin. What it's doing now, you can see this has already gone through, so I go to tools, and if I bring up the serial monitor, now you can see it's got my bit of code up there, and it should, if it's working, bam, there you go. Mine reckons it's 36% humidity, 22 degrees centigrade, and it used a heat index of 21.2. Now 22, which is actually, it's come up quite accurate, because our main thermostat in the house is showing at 22 degrees at this moment in time.
Yes.
Humidity, I've got nothing else around that records it to actually show, so that's it. I mean, that's it. That is just such a simple little program. It's boring really, but there you go.
Well, my turn. Just start that quickly, switch over. So yeah, mine is quite a bit longer, because basically you'll notice I'm not using Python because I had problems with Python. Python does not like using that module at all. I tried using it and I just kept getting error after error after error.
Yeah, we did have different readings, didn't we? So we
Yeah.
swapped modules once, and
Then the reading switched over.
didn't really make a lot of difference.
No. So yeah, first off, I include the libraries I'll be using. And obviously the wiring pipe is just how
Fair few
pipe is
more.
wired. Matt's timing is 8 to 5 and DHT pin 7. That's basically setting up everything I need to actually use that module in the first place. And then I do this data set, saying it's a fit size of 5. At the moment it's just 0, 0, 0, 0 because there's nothing in there. And then I've got this bit. This is just a void section. All it's doing when I call this is basically it's just calling the data and going, okay, yeah, what am I getting? Finds what the last state was. Sets the last state to high. Counter equals 0. And then basically, yeah, I'm just going through, getting a load of all the different variables that the uses. Float F, which sort of like it says here for Fahrenheit, and then start setting up all of my data as follows to equal 0 again, just to make sure that it is 0 when I run it. And because as you'll understand, with C you have to initialize it first, and then when you use it, you have to reset it just in case.
I didn't realise you was using Fahrenheit in yours.
Mine's using both.
Oh. Yeah, I can, but it's quite weird. You have to put an extra bit in on one of mine, which people might not know. It's on my heat index. You have to put an extra bit right at the end of the bit saying false. That's because I'm doing centigrade. If I wanted Fahrenheit, I have to turn that to true.
Yeah, but mine does do a heat index.
Yeah, mine shows the heat index.
Yeah. And then like I say here, I pull the pins down for 10 milliseconds. As I'm not sure we've explained, basically that's how you tell it you want to start reading from it.
Yeah, see mine, I didn't do that
Yeah.
because it's all done. It's all done within the library.
Yeah. This is basically that's library extracted, so I could actually use it.
Yeah, quite literally.
Pull it
Not
high.
my library. It's by somebody else.
I then pull it out for 40 microseconds, and then I start to read the pin. This is now where I set it to an input, and I just texted the change, and it starts reading the data. So basically, every time it changes from high to low, it then goes, okay, yeah, that's a change, records it, and then moves on to the next information. Keeps doing that. If it changes 255, stop. You've reached like your limit, basically. 255 is 256 bits on the 0 index, so
FF and hex.
yes. Then down here, last state equals digital read, so find out what the last state was, if it's high or if it's low. And again, just in case it skips the first bit, if it's 255, stop. Ignore first 3 transitions because they're like parity bits. Show each bit into the storage bytes. This is basically what I said before. I'm putting it all inside of that array I set up before, and then kind of the other last.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite long. Check we read 40 bits, and then verify the checksum in the last bit, because last bit it has checksums and it spews out a load of random data, and you have to know what is going on at every stage. And if just checking it did receive all 40 and it didn't start counting halfway through a cycle. Then I've got here, so then it's going to print the humidity and the temperature in centigrade and Fahrenheit, reading out the data 0, 1, 2, 3 and F for Fahrenheit. And then the main, which on yours will be the void loop, mine's main. First off, all it does is it's going to print.
I suppose you should tell people what void is. Void just basically means this little routine doesn't return anything to anything else.
Yeah, it's null data basically. Yeah, prints off Arduino versus Pi DHT11 Temperature and Relative Humidity test. Then it makes sure the wiring for the Pi is already set up and it's on the right one. And then it reads the data, which does do all their code I just said about. Delays for 3 seconds,
That's what we decided, wasn't it?
which I left it saying 1 second, even though I've updated it to 3. Yeah, just to refresh. And then return 0, basically just saying I return nothing.
But you can't anyway because it's got a void
Yeah,
up there. Which is,
but I had issues before finding that. So I done it. And then if we just exit that, save it. This is where I did actually have to compile the code the first time. I'll put up on the blog about how you compile the code and everything else. And if I run /DHT11, once I've made sure that I am root, because I forgot about that, and then make sure I actually put the capitals in the right places as well, and don't accidentally delete the wrong character. There we go.
wow. Now yours saying 23.
Mine's saying 23 degrees, yes. Then again,
No, weird, because when we did actually run this before,
and mine was close to
yours was almost spot on accurate.
Yeah.
Right the way, and mine was, I can't remember, mine was 2 or was it 3 degrees out?
Mm.
It was a couple of degrees at least out,
Yeah.
and now all of a sudden it's not.
Yes. I mean, yeah, what you'll notice in mine is mine now and again it will get a slightly longer gap. That's because when it tried to read, it would have gone, I'm halfway through a data set, and it'll just forget that one and wait for the next one to start. So yeah, that is basically it. And I believe we can all say that we do not like these modules in the slightest.
No, and they're too inaccurate. I mean, I like the fact it's single wire. I must admit, I do like the idea of single wire, because you know, if you've got like 54 digital IOs,
Yes.
that's 54 things you can link up, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's quite. I like that, and that's also like I2C, because you can data bus it.
Yeah.
So it's a bus, and you can put multiples on. But the accuracy, yeah.
It's bad.
So your turn.
The bots, as you
For
can
the
see,
bots.
the bots, we should actually seal this box to show that we never go into it. But I'll do that later.
Well, no, we're going to get the other thing, aren't we?
We are getting the other thing, but until then, I'll seal the box. So, again, jump it around, pick something out. Ooh. Infrared distance sensor.
Of some form.
Show her the camera.
Getting it focused is fun. There you go.
There you go.
Has it got no identifying marks on it? Not a great lot.
Yeah.
It's not a.
Oh yes, this one. This module is a right
Oh, flying fish.
pain in the backside to retrace down. Is the AMH sensor series flying fish? It's an infrared distance sensor basically.
Right. Okay, that should be fun.
Yeah.
Not.
So basically what we've moved from is this that uses a single pin to this that uses a single pin.
Oh, it's going to be fun for you then.
Yeah, and before you have to buy and see.
Well, mine is really already C anyway, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a derivative of C. So, I'm going to close mine down because mine's finished.
Yeah, but yes, that is it for this episode. And we shall see you again in the next.